I'm continuing my series on proper homeopathy based on the Organon. What's the Organon? It's the book written by homeopathy's founder. So it's like really important. you really want to do homeopathy based on what the founders said. I mean, who would you trust? If you have a disease, it's like homeopathy is a really big chance for you to get well. Okay, and homeopathy is like the queen of alternative medicine. It's the top. It's the best thing. So a lot of people are, maybe not the viewers here, but a lot of people out there do have this problem of let's look for a homeopath, and we don't know who to trust. So I'm making this video. The person you have to trust is the person who follows the Organon, okay? Who follows the founding document of the Organon. Of course, you could say yeah, the Organon was written in the 18th century. So hasn't homeopathy evolved? Hasn't our knowledge evolved? Well, no, it hasn't. It hasn't. The person you want to trust is who follows that, not the grifters, okay? Not the grifters. The grifters are going to tell you classical homeopathy is obsolete, okay? And we kind of reformed it, and we found all the revolutionary methodologies, and now we do modern homeopathy. So don't trust those people, okay? If you're sick and you're looking for a homeopath, you have to get one that is involved in classical homeopathy. And what is classical homeopathy? It's homeopathy based on the Organon, okay? And in this series, I'm just reading the Organon and commenting on it, okay? So today we're going to read, let's see. Today we're going to read 103. The language is a little archaic, but don't let that put you off, because this is really important, okay? So let's get into it. In the same manner as has here been taught, relative to epidemic disease, which are generally of an acute character. So this chapter was about acute disease, and Hahnemann goes on to talk about chronic disease. The miasmatic chronic maladies, which, as I have shown, always remain the same in their essential nature. Essentially, the sora must be investigated as to the whole sphere of their symptoms, in much more minute manner than has ever been done before, for in them also one patient only exhibits a portion of their symptoms, the second, the third, and so on, present some other symptoms, which also are portion of the totality of symptoms. Totality of their symptoms. So that the whole array of symptoms belonging to such a miasmatic chronic disease, and especially to the sora, can only be ascertained from the observation of very many single patients with such a chronic disease. So again, Kahneman is talking about the totality. It's just, again, another reference, another confirmation that in homeopathy, you need to look at the totality. It's many, many times in the organon. 104, when the totality of symptoms that especially mark and distinguish a case of disease. So Hahnemann is going on and on and on and on about the totality of disease, of looking at patients and analyzing it holistically and analyzing the totality. So if you're a patient, what does that mean? You're visiting a homeopath, and if he doesn't analyze every little aspect of your being, physically, mentally, everything, to minute detail, if he doesn't look at you from top to bottom, from your head to your toe, every emotion you have, every mental characteristic, and then if he doesn't study that for several hours, trying to, compile an exhaustive, picture of you as a person, then he's not doing correct classical homeopathy. He's doing something else. Okay, so that's what you have to be aware of and be wary of, really. If the homeopath you are visiting is like maybe looking up your emotional state in like a chart and then gives you a remedy after 5 minutes, that's wrong. Okay, so run away from that. If your homeopath is kind of trying to analyze you psychoanalytically and is not looking at every aspect of you, then it's not based on the organon. It's not based on Hahnemann. The only way, and of course you can ask him as well, ask your homeopath, well, what is your methodology? If he says I based it on the organon and I look at the totality of symptoms, that's what you want. If he starts talking about, just, giving a remedy based on your emotions or giving a remedy based on something else, miasms, he just gives you a remedy based on your so-called miasm something. You're not gonna be cured by that. Let's move on to a different aphorism. 148. A medicine selected in this manner, which has the power and tendency to produce symptoms the most similar possible to the disease to be cured. Consequently, a similar artificial disease given in a suitable dose affects in its dynamic action the morbidly deranged force of the individual. What is going on in 148? Again, the basic principles of homeopathy are highlighted. Giving a single remedy. Do you know the English articles? It's the indefinite singular article. That means you have to give one remedy in homeopathy. If you're looking for a homeopath, the ones who give multiple remedies are basically grifters. Okay, so they're gonna scam you, take your money, and you're not gonna get well. If you give multiple remedies, sometimes it works a little bit. Okay, sometimes if you're lucky and the correct remedy is within the mixture he's giving you, you might get some benefits from that. So, but most of the time, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So we're giving one remedy. Why are we giving one remedy? Because we are trying to affect the morbidly deranged vital force of the individual. What does that mean? It means that the energetic field, the vital force, is affected. And the vital force is vibrating at the incorrect frequency. That's what that means. And a homeopathic remedy is a frequency. So the point of homeopathy is to match the two frequencies, which will strengthen the vibration of the patient. And you can't do that with a mixture of remedies, okay? You need to give a single remedy. That's one of the basic laws of classical homeopathy, described in hundreds of places in the Organon. So thank you for listening, and take care.